Mr. Finance Minister, my question is related to different subjects. One is regarding apprenticeship, skill development program. मुझे लगता है कि जो रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी है, जो ट्राइबल एरियाज है, आई एम फ्रॉम छत्तीसगढ़, आई एम शशांक शर्मा, देशबंधु छत्तीसगढ़. रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी के कारण पीपल आर नॉट एबल टू टेक full advantage of this skill development. Even if they are skilled, they are not getting proper opportunities, especially in our Bastar area. My question is कि in this era of disinvestment, if I am talking about investing or setting up any public sector units in Maoist affected areas, because NMDC is working in Dantewada and we are facing no problem. It is doing very well. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर हमें इंडस्ट्रियली डेवलप करना है, जो रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी है, जो ट्राइबल एरियाज हैं, जो लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिस्ट अफेक्टेड हैं, वहाँ गवर्नमेंट को सामने आना चाहिए. बिकॉज आई बिलीव छत्तीसगढ़ is a growing state and the seed was planted in 1959 when Bhilai steel plant was set up. तो एक पब्लिक सेक्टर अंडरटेकिंग्स हमें सरगुजा, बस्तर और अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ कंट्री ऑल्सो वेयर देयर इज अ रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी, चाहे इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम्स चल रही हैं, गरीबी है, मुझे लगता है कि इस पे मैं आपके कमेंट्स चाहूंगा.
Well, it's not correct to say that NMDC is not facing problems. NMDC is facing problems. They're facing problems on the law and order front. They're facing problems in land acquisition. They're facing problems because some sections of the local population are opposed to any kind of economic activity coming there and disturbing their way of life, or at least we are led to believe that they are opposed to it. Whether they are actually opposed to it or whether we are led to believe they are opposed to it, I don't know. They are facing problems. You know how establishment of a steel plant in Odisha is facing problems. You know how an aluminium factory is facing problems in one of the states. You know how a steel plant being set up in Jharkhand is facing problems. Another steel plant that is being set up in Bengal was facing problems, but now I believe the problems are being resolved. So it's not correct to say that any major industry that is sought to be located in any of these states is not facing problems. In fact, what I hear every day is every industry is facing problems, either in terms of land acquisition or in terms of local population opposed to it, don't put it here, put it elsewhere, or in terms of law and order, they are facing problems. I think all of us together, state government, central government, media, civil society, must impress upon the people living in these backward areas that opposing development is not going to improve their lives. Opposing development or opposing industry or opposing the setting up of a large industry is not going to make their lives better, is not going to bring about an increase in their per capita income or the quality of their lives. It's only by welcoming development, welcoming industry, that their lives will improve. I can point to several backward districts of Tamil Nadu which were as backward as many of the places that you are familiar with, but have developed because they welcomed industry and welcomed the setting up of businesses. I would strongly support the establishment of steel mills where iron ore is found. I would strongly support the establishment of power plants where coal is found. But when somebody goes to set up a power plant or a steel mill, if he is faced with all these objections, all these opposition, how will he set up a power plant or a steel mill? In fact, Jharkhand, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Odisha are ideal places to set up power plants and steel mills. I would strongly support it.
Okay. From Rajasthan Patrika, please. You had a question.
Rajasthan also demanding a special status and special package in water also. So what do you think about it?
All I can say is if all the states are declared special, then nobody will be special then. I've answered the question. We devolve money according to the Constitution of the Finance Commission, and central schemes are so designed that based on the need of the states, funds are flowing.
Yeah, here. I'm Arshan from Kashmir. Basically, I represent Greater Kashmir. It's a local daily there. So the situation we are entered, you know that since you are Home Minister, now it's the current situation is back to zero after Afzal Guru's hanging. There were so many bookings already in the tourism sector. Now it's back to square one. Are you proposing some measures as a relief to those players there, who because the tourism is the main backbone of backbone there?
Well, I don't get the impression that we are back to zero. I agree that after the execution of the sentence against Afzal Guru, there have been some protests and bunds and agitations and a rise in the level of violence. I sincerely hope that the violence will subside. When I was Home Minister, and before and after, I've consistently told the people of J&K that peace is the sine qua non for development. Unless there is a sense of peace and security, J&K cannot develop, because J&K's prime developers are tourism, both pleasure tourism as well as religious tourism. And J&K has some natural advantages in some sectors of agriculture, and then power. These are the sectors in which J&K can really invest and development will take place. Tourism is booming in 2012. It reached a high point. Both pleasure tourism as well as the Amarnath Yatra as well as the Vaishnavi Devi pilgrims reached high points, each one of them historic high. Now I know the people of J&K reap the benefits of that high points. And I'm confident that the present phase of uncertainty will come to an end. I'm told yesterday was relatively peaceful. There was no curfew anywhere yesterday on Friday. And I sincerely hope that the people of J&K will not heed the call of the separatists, but heed the call of the government and civil society and try to help restore peace and order and a sense of security.